Brookie, my cookie? Brookie, my cookie. Yes. I'm so excited. I'm excited when people get excited because we don't really get excited very much, you know? So I'm excited.
Cookie wants to know what you've been singing in the shower lately.
Oh, singing in the shower lately. What's a fun place to sing? I sing, you know what? I sing for karaoke that I actually got to tour, Dance With Somebody by Whitney Houston. It's one of my favorites. It's like, I just twirl and dance on the table, even if it's in my living room, which it usually is. That's like kind of my go-to, or anything Mariah Carey from the 90s. Yeah. And then I sing some of like the Lord song, but I only know like the first half of it. Then I forget.
Okay.
There's a lot of great lyrics in that song though.
There are a lot of great lyrics in that song. So, last question before she performs another song.
Yes.
It's Kesha. Kesha? That's fine.
Keisha.
Keisha? Okay.
Let me see. Keisha. Aisha. Something like that?
Are we getting it right now?
We see you. You're her, right? You're her.
Okay.
Sure. Cool.
So, Keisha wants to know, how long did it take you to record the album?
I started the record in November of 2012, very kind of on my own time. I was actually never given like a timeline, or they let me kind of do what I want. I think it's because I've got a lot of trust from other songs that I put out in my records, and so I get to take the reins most of the time. I actually turned in the record before the record label even knew I had a finished product, so I started in November, but most of the songs were written during a really kind of life-transforming time in the spring of this year. I went through this kind of thing, I guess it's called growing up. But in some ways it's called the return to Saturn, where I have to learn from the lessons of life. And I went through that, and I learned, and I did a lot of self-reflection. I kind of went inside and did some patchwork on some things I needed to heal up. And that influenced a lot of songs very positively, and I think brought a lot of light to the record, and that's why I called the record Prism.
Has a question about one of your songs. What inspired you to write the song Spiritual, and how was the process of writing it?
Hey, okay, get your phone ready. This is your answer to your question. Okay, Paola. So I wrote Spiritual actually in the studio with this producer named Greg Kirsten, and I started it actually with my boyfriend, and I kind of wrote it together. Okay, he's mine. Thank you very much. I think that was just like an act of encouragement. I wanted to do something very 90s, kind of like Portishead. I tweeted very specifically about it a few months ago, more than 6 months ago when I was writing it. It's something to the fact of like, you know, when you're putting DJ scratches in a song, that's when you know you're going straight back to the 90s Portishead, whatever, I'm paraphrasing. But I wanted to do something that was kind of had that Portishead, Moby, how do you say it? I'm not going to even say it in verse myself. Mochiba, thank you. Thank you very much. All this good kind of like ambience style music. And the lyrics were influenced by, I'm influenced by a lot of 90s movies, so by Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. If you ever got that soundtrack, did anyone ever get that soundtrack? Oh my gosh. It is still one of the best movie soundtracks ever. And so I kind of wanted to, I thought, hey, I would like to write a song that could have lived on that type of soundtrack. So that's what that song Spiritual is about, which is on Prism.